It's September 11th, 24 years ago today. I think everybody watching this can tell you what they were doing on or around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
By this time, the two towers have, they certainly have been hit. Possibly even one had fallen by this time, and another one shortly thereafter. You were in Florida. I was in,
were in Greensboro.
Greensboro, but we were on the phone with each other in front of TVs, contemplating the horror of what we were seeing, but beginning to think in terms of what do we need to do now as advisors for our clients.
Yep, I think that was our in the world of managing money, which now for you and me dates back over 30 years. That was one of the first big tests of active money management for us.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I can remember two events specifically about that. I can remember us on the phone saying we understood the seriousness of this. We understood it had a direct effect in how we needed to manage, but let's don't do a knee-jerk reaction. Let's let 30 days to play out, and we get a better sense of what we did. And so we decided to hold where we were, reach out to clients, but make a decision, which we did, almost a sea change in 30 days, and did that. And then the other thing I remember so clearly, and you commented on it on a radio show, is that night being outside and looking up into the heavens and seeing no air traffic.
That was so odd, but boy, it stuck with me. Both you and I are according which way the wind's blowing. We're on a flight pattern for PTI Airport, and to not have them coming over from whichever direction was just so just odd. Yeah. Very, very, very odd.
Take time today to reflect on where you were and the lives that were lost and the lives that were changed. We reflected on it about a generation who probably doesn't know, your grandchildren don't know what 9/11 was. So take time to explain the importance of 9/11 and us all coming together more. You remember America came together.
Absolutely.
At that point.
Absolutely. And we're not together as a country right now.
And
so
we need to come back
and we really
together.
need to be at that point. We didn't know that we were going to spend our session talking about 9/11, but it is that important, and it has had such an impact on all of our lives, not only from just a money standpoint, but more importantly, from where this country is right now. So, and just think of all the loss that we have for our soldiers who went to war.
Right.
So it's so far-reaching, and had such a profound impact on all of us.
This morning's economic news came out. CPI was up a tick, 0.2% from July. It was not alarming. It did not surprise folks, but what did surprise folks was the unemployment number that came out shortly thereafter, with a first glance at 266,000 jobless claims or claims that had been filed. Now, that's based on, and we say this without laughing, or
we are kind of laughing.
We are kind of laughing.
Yeah, we are.
The government last week came out that tracks the jobless claims.
So it's the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Yeah.
It came out and said, well, oops, we missed last year's numbers by 1 million. We overestimated the job market by 1 million.
Folks, if we did that within your portfolio, something comparable to being off like that much, you should leave. You should go somewhere else, because that's a big miss.
Yeah,
that is a big miss.
What it has done is, for all practical purposes, increase the potential from into the 90 to maybe even 100% chance that next week at the Fed meeting that they will reduce interest rates.
I think so, and I would love to see them come right out of the gate, do 50 basis points, and then say something to the effect, we're going to wait and see on the next one, but we're going to start with 50 basis points, and that'll have a more far-reaching impact, and it gives them wiggle room to not increase rates if they start to see some more inflation and fewer jobless claims.
You pointed out an interesting thing this morning on our show, in that if they do decrease rates and the market gets a little bit ahead of itself or gets overheated, they have the ability to pull that back.
Right, not just don't do November and December.
Yeah.
Don't have the right. So it's not that once you start down that road you have to continue. You can pause, and they do have the ability, and I think they have the wiggle room to pause if need be.
The market is setting itself up and looking through all of this towards what is thought to be still an upside of opportunity between now and the end of the year. Technology is the talk of the town. The S&P 500 is weighted towards technology, but with banks and small companies, if interest rates come down, opportunities are presenting themselves.
Absolutely. Some portfolios can be massaged a little differently now.
All right. So between now and the end of the year, we're staying the course. Could be things out there that create distraction and noise, and we'll guarantee that does occur. There is distraction out there.
Probably in the next hour.
Yeah, but the market is looking towards the end of the year, and the market is looking up. So we're following it. If you have any questions, give us a call. We're here each and every week for you, because we know it is your money.
And your money matters. We'll talk to you next week.
See you next week.